I think there's something going on in the housing market that is yet to make big headlines. I'm a landlord, and two of my buildings are in a small neighborhood here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I will have 7 vacancies this month. And in my neighborhood, there are 22 units available for lease, and some of them have been there for over 120 days. Now, I remember before COVID, it never took long to lease out a 1-bedroom apartment. Maybe 30 days, maybe if it was the middle of winter, it would take maybe 45 days. But now, I've got these nice apartments, and they just sit here vacant. I've had some of these listed for over 30 days, some 45 days, 60 days, and I've got them listed on Zillow, I list them on Facebook, and I just don't get any inquiries about anyone wanting to really look at these. I mean, I get 1 or 2 here and there, but for the most part, no one's really reaching out to look at these. So something's going on. It's like people just can't afford to even move anymore, or the rents have gone up so drastically that, you know, my pricing, and I've heard this before, people show up and they say, oh, it was listed so low, the price was so low that I thought it was a joke or some kind of scam, because my pricing is lower than most people's in my neighborhood. You know, most of these other landlords are asking $900, $950 plus for a 1-bedroom, and here I am with my $850, $875 a month rental that's got, you know, nice new flooring, granite, awesome appliances, and nobody's even reaching out. So something's going on. You know, a friend of mine always says, yeah, they overbuilt. And I'm always pushing back saying, yeah, but those places, those brand new apartment buildings are like, you know, $1,500 a month for a 1-bedroom. So theoretically, what would happen, and what I always thought would happen, is if I went through some kind of economic downturn as a landlord, is if I can have reasonably priced apartments, whenever times get tough, people will downsize. So they're not going to be able to afford, at least my thought process was, they won't be able to afford the $1,500 a month rental, but I've got something that's comparable and decent at, you know, $400 or $500 less a month. They'll come to me and my units will always stay full. But in the last year, I've slowly seen less and less traction on these apartments that I'm listing. So I'm just sitting here wondering, is it something I'm doing wrong? Is there something going on in the market that is, you know, keeping people where they're at and not allowing them to afford even just moving to a new place? Let me know what you think.